computer. Okay, you guys, can you guys see that? Good? Okay, hopefully you can. I can't see people that are giving me thumbs up. So hopefully you can see this. Okay, so we're gonna just do all the things today. So focused, intentional, bust all the things out, really set yourself up for a solid week. I feel like Monday is so important, you guys, because it literally mindset-wise will either make you or break you. If you struggle on your Monday, I feel like the rest of the week kind of follows suit. So the best thing that you guys can do as a CEO of your business is one, Sunday night, make sure that you're planning and prepping for the whole week so that you can set yourself up for success. But then make sure that your Mondays are locked and loaded. So pats on the back for all of you that are on live. We're about to bust some good stuff out, okay? All right, so let me hide this. Before we dig in, where are you at with your goals so far? It is May 11th, a third of the way through the month. Where are you at for Success Club? Where are you at for like rank? What's your next rank goal? Where are you at for how many coaches you want to add this week? Really make sure that you're showing up with intention and purpose every single day, because it will drive your energy, it will drive your actions, it will drive your focus. So make sure you're intentional with that every day. And you guys know I'm huge on mindset, so make sure that your head is in the right space. If you're feeling like you're in a funk or you're feeling negative or whatever, pause this, turn on your favorite music, do a dance, turn on some fire podcast, whatever you got to do to get your head right and then get to work, okay? I can't stress how important that is. Okay, so first things first, you want to make sure that you have a solid post up for the day. You want to make sure you got some stories up that people can get to know you and see what you're all about. If you haven't checked into your challenge group, these are the things that I want you guys to do first before diving into expanding, connecting, inviting, following up. Post, get it up, get some stories up, check into your challenge group, love on your people, and then we'll dive into the expanding, connecting, all those things, okay? So I'm gonna move right into the next one, which is the posting and your stories. Spend this time, we're gonna use 5 minutes to either get a post up or spend this time to engage and interact with the people that have commented and liked your posts and stories. So it's one thing to put content out there, but if we're not loving on the people that are engaging on our stuff, then we are awesome, you guys. I'm just barely seeing the chat stuff coming through. Then we're missing opportunity to really connect with people, okay? So 5 minutes at 11:10, we are going to move on. Either get your post up if you haven't yet, and if you have, then dive into the people that are engaging on your stuff, okay? 5 minutes, ready, set, go. All right. Couple things actually before we move on. Couple things to do with posting, because I know lots of my coaches overthink this part. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to view my social media as like a journal and kind of just document what's going on in life. Well, sometimes, like, we live a pretty monotonous life. Like, lots of times we don't leave the house. Lots of times I don't get out of my sweats. I look super homeless, and I'm like, okay, this is probably not what I want to put on social media. So if I'm feeling uninspired and can't just like take a picture of that day, like what's going on, I always in my back pocket have pictures and things that I can pull from, like as a throwback Thursday or flashback Friday. You don't have to do a flashback Friday on a Friday, but I have like flashback posts that then I can tell a piece of my story. Or I make side-by-side transformations, and I have an album full of transformation pictures of my story that I can then pull from at any point. So this is something that helps immensely. I'm gonna mute everyone again one more time. For what those days when, you know, those days when you're just like, gosh, what the heck should I post today? I have kind of like an album full of things that I can pull from, that I can pull inspiration from. So just a little tidbit, because it should not take you longer than 5 to 10 minutes to draft a solid post and get it out there. Okay, if it is, you need to kind of rethink your strategy and come up with a game plan that makes it easier on yourself. Okay, expanding. Let's go expand our market. Let's go make new friends. Let's go find some people that we just want to get to know. And this explained on here is how I do it. I go search for my target accounts that have a plethora of my target market girls on there. And then I specifically work from their page. So if you don't have a game plan for this already, I would go to like one of your good friends' pictures and go to a liker or a commenter on her page, and then go to a liker or commenter on her page and kind of get like a couple layers deep of people that you know, love, and trust already, and engage with them, because they're likely going to be your kind of your target market, like run with the same crowd, think the same thoughts, do the same things, and that will give you a place to start. So if you don't have inspo accounts that you're working from, that's where I would start. Friends of friends of friends, and then just go expand. And all you're doing, you guys, is you're looking for people that you think would be fun to hang out with on social media. Okay, so don't overthink this. Go follow 20 to 30 new people. We'll give you 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to connect. Okay. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple questions that came through really fast while you're continue working. When on Instagram, do you do your inspo people as potential clients, or just people in different markets that you like their stuff, you like similar things type or whatever? So I personally, my inspo accounts are not people that I'm targeting to like get as clients and coaches. Of course, I would love to have them as coaches, because they're usually people who like have a big following. They've got their crap figured out. They've already got like a solid fan base. Their followers are my people. Their followers are like very normal humans that are engaged, that are interested in this type of content that this inspo account is putting out there. And so that's why we'll have similarities, because the inspo account is also something that I would connect with. Does that make sense? So I have like home decor bloggers. I have boutiques. I have other fitness girls like outside of Beachbody. I have people of my same faith that have followings of my same faith. So like all of that type of thing. Does that make sense? Perfect. Ruby, is there a way to reshare a video on Instagram that you liked and found valuable? I know there is. Is it on Instagram already, or is it somewhere else? Okay, Jennifer said there's a repost Instagram app. Perfect. And if it's on Instagram already, you can click on the little arrow thing, the little arrow right below it, and share it to your stories. Except for I can't do that right now. It won't let me. I don't know what's wrong. Oh, screen record. You can also screen record it. That's awesome. Oh yeah, duh, that would make sense. Janae said she's been blocked from that function for over a year. Awesome. Instagram is so whack, you guys. It like picks and chooses what it wants to give certain accounts. It's so annoying. Okay, muting myself. Keep expanding. Okay, now we're going to sort and connect. So this is exactly how I do it. Bailey created this amazing graphic. Can you guys see this, or are these things in the way? So annoying. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'll hide myself. There we go. This is exactly how I organize the people that I just expanded with, because you guys, there's no point in expanding without then a plan and a purpose behind it. So you find some awesome new friends, you then organize them into a solid space, whether it's writing them on a list, putting them into a collection, whatever you do, putting them in streak. For this next 20, we're gonna do like 20 minutes for this one. We're gonna sort and connect. So the way that I do this is I click on following. So you just followed, right? So now I go to following the people that I'm following, and I instead right here, it says sort by default. I change that to sort by latest. And that tells me all of the people that I just barely followed, okay? So what I do is now I have my list of all the girls that I just went through and followed, and I now go to their page specifically and sort them into my collection. So the way that I do it is in May, it's the beginning of May, well, it's May 11th. So up through May 15th, I am adding to my June collection. Okay, my June collection has all of my girls that I'm finding in May, because I'm connecting all month, and then I'm going to be inviting all of those girls to my June group. Once I surpass May 15th, I then start adding to my July collection, because I no longer have enough time to connect with them for a few weeks before inviting them. So once it passes the 15th of each month, I go to the next month collection, and I continue to connect with those people. And then when it's time to invite, oh my God.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry, not Jamie. Could you say that again? How you do your time frame? That's really good. I've not heard that before. So
no, you're good. I get questions about this all the time, so I'm glad you asked. Okay, so this is you guys. This is simply how my brain operates. Okay, so there's no right or wrong, black or white way to do this. So the way that I do it is I am adding to the next month collection that I'm going to be inviting to. Okay, so from okay. This is hard to explain. Okay, so we'll talk about our June groups, right? Because it's May. So our June groups, I have been adding to my June collection from April 16th to May 15th. That whole month, I'm adding to my June group. And that whole month, I'm connecting with all of those girls in my June group while still adding every single day to the collections. But once it surpasses May 15th, I no longer have enough time to connect to then invite, because I invite the last week of the month and the first week of the month. I invite my entire collection. So in order to connect with them enough time for me to feel comfortable inviting them, I like to do it for longer than a week. So once it surpasses the middle of the month, I then start adding to the next month's collection. So May 16th, I start adding to July's collection. And from May 16th to June 15th, I'm adding to July and also connecting with those girls. So at a certain point, and this is why I say connecting, you can't over-connect. The majority of my power hour, so I obviously don't just build my business in this 1 hour, this one live hour. If you only have 1 hour, this would be sufficient. But if you have extra time, most of my time is spent connecting. I spend a whole nother hour connecting solely. So at that point, I always have a funnel filled with hundreds of new girls that I'm connecting with all the time, that I'm then inviting to the next group, and then I have my people that I'm following up with. Does that clarify it a little bit? Hopefully.
Yes, thank you.
But okay, I'm going to answer these questions really quick. So be organizing while I'm talking, okay? How do you do this on Facebook? Essentially the same way. You can make collections on Facebook. You just save their picture and you bookmark it, and it goes to a collection. So same exact thing on Facebook if you work there. In the meantime, until the 15th, you're finding, following 20 to 30 a day. I'm still finding and following 20 to 30 a day after. Every single day of my life, I'm finding and following 20 to 30 a day. I'm just adding them to whichever collection they go in at that point. Would you be willing to share the link to the power to this? Is this what you're talking about? PPT. Is this PowerPoint? I jumped on a little late. Do you go back to past months to connect as well? Okay, perfect. So the way that I do my collections is I just started doing this at the beginning of the year. I do every 6 months. So I do January, July is one collection. February, August is another collection. March, September. So every 6 months, I'm going back to that same collection. I'm adding to it, but I'm also reconnecting with all of the girls that I was connecting with 6 months ago. So these collections over time will get pretty big, and you'll weed out people that it's not a right fit for. But every 6 months, I get to revisit these girls that I spent time finding and connecting with, and maybe it wasn't the right time, but maybe it's 6 months later it will be, or maybe 6 months after that, or maybe 6 months after that. So that's how I do it. So that they never get put on the back burner. Every 6 months I'm revisiting and re-inviting and all that stuff. What if they do not follow you? I don't care if they follow me. If I like them, I'm going to follow them. I'm going to engage on their stuff. I'm going to love on their stuff, and I'm going to invite them. I don't care. I could care less if they follow me back. How often are you connecting with them? Just as often as I can for that amount of time. So like I said, I do an hour or two connecting every single day, because that's just where I like to build relationships, and I like to love on their stuff and just really get to know my girls. So as many girls as I can get through in that time frame. I don't have like a certain number, and I just get through my collections as many times as I can throughout the month. So I mark where I left off that day, and then the next time I go to connect, I pick up where I left off and work through the collection and then do the same thing. Do you follow or just comment, engage, and save? I follow, like, comment, go to their stories, message them, all that stuff. And I do unfollow people. If I like see random posts in my feed that come up and I'm like, well, that's not really my jam, I'll unfollow them right away. Or if I follow people and then I go to their page to sort them and I see that they're a coach, or I see that they're into something else, or I'll unfollow them right away. This is like literally my prospect list is the people that I'm following. So I'm either very inspired by them, like if they're a fellow coach that I just want to see their stuff and support them, or they're one of my coaches, or they're a prospect. Do you plug into your collection daily and just work through it? Yes. So when I go to connect, I'm in my collections. How do you make a collection on Instagram? Go to my Power Hours on YouTube. I have one that I specifically like walk through how to make a collections. But actually, I think, does it talk about on here? I think it talks about on here. Read this slide. I'm pretty sure that tells you how to make a collection. Do you worry about how many people you're following total? I do go through and unfollow people like randomly. I'll just go through my following and unfollow people that I'm like, that slipped through the cracks or whatever, but I don't really stress about it. Perfect. Cheryl posted that training that explains it. I don't really worry about it too much. I just make sure that everyone I am following is for a reason. So I'm not just following a certain amount of like number. I'm really following with intention. Like, these girls are people that I want to work with. If they don't update often, yeah, so it does make it hard. You can't connect with someone who never posts, right? But I get some people that don't post, but will do their stories every single day. So I just make sure that they're at least like somewhat active. And if they're not, then I will engage in some way. I'll go like a few of their old pictures just to like pop up and let them know like I was on their page. And I'll still shoot them a message and invite them. Like if they're, especially if there's someone who's watching your stories, okay? If they're watching your stories over and over and over and they never post on social media, they're still a great prospect to invite to your group because they're on social, they're seeing what's up. You just don't have the opportunity to really connect with them, right? But I do unfollow people that aren't following me, aren't watching my stories, and never post. I'm like, well, there's no point. Okay, how do you move between collections? They just show up. So if you go to your 3 bars at the top and then you click on saved, those are all of your collections. So once you click save, all of your collections show up, and that's where you'll see, basically it's like a list of people. Okay. Okay. I don't follow other coaches. No. I will randomly go to other coaches' pages, like if I want some inspo or just to like see what people are up to. but I don't waste my time. Like when I'm working, and other coaches aren't going to build my business. I'm following people who like I want to work with in my groups or on my team. Okay. So April 16th through May 15th are the people you're inviting to your June boot camp. Yes. Wait, hold on. No. Yes. See, this is confusing my brain. April 16th to May 15th, we're in my June collection. All of those girls are getting an invite to my June boot camp. So I'll start inviting the last weekend or the last week of May. I'll invite all of the last week and all of the first week for 2 weeks straight until every single one of those girls has an invite. Yes. So your collections are big groups that have 6 months worth, not 6 months worth of people, 1 month worth of people every 6 months. So they have 2 months worth of people, January, July, one collection. Okay. So anyone that I'm adding to my January collection is in there. Anyone who I'm adding to my July collection is in that one group. February, August, March, September. And then you're also inviting daily. I don't invite every single day per se. I invite for those 2 weeks until every single person's gotten an invite. So if it takes a little bit longer than that, I'll get through it. And then the other 2 weeks of the month, I'm focused specifically on recruiting. So I'm in conversations with girls that I want to coach with. I'm doing polls. I'm reaching out to people behind the scenes. And that's where my time and energy is going to. So I'm inviting in some capacity, but I'm not like sending invites every day, like rinse and repeat. Do you do individual invites? Yeah, I individually invite all those girls. Do you do just IG or Facebook and Instagram? I mainly work on Instagram, but I still post on Facebook and I still send birthday messages every single week to every single person. So I reconnect with people through the birthday message, carry the conversation throughout the week, and lots of times those turn into natural invites when they like ask what's going on or if something comes up. But I work my power hour on Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking so you guys can focus, but hopefully those things were helpful. So continue to sort, continue to connect, and then we'll move on to invites in we'll do it in 10 minutes, okay? Okay, we're gonna move on. Veronica asked, once they ask for info, do you move them into a follow-up collection or remove them from your monthly group? So I never take anyone out of a monthly group until they're like a no, never, not my jam, whatever. Then I'll remove them. If they ask for info, I add another one of their pictures into a follow-up collection. So I don't like take them out of one to put them in another. I just simply add them to a follow-up collection. And my follow-up collection gets a re-invite every single month until they join. Just like Danny was talking about on the National Wake Up Call this morning, literally followed up with every month until they're ready to go or until they like say no, never out and block me. Okay. Because at some point they'll need what we have. It's just finding them at the right time. Okay, you guys, now let's go invite. Okay. So go invite at least 10 people. We're going to do this for 10 minutes and I'm going to challenge you guys to go for 20. Okay. Go from your post likers, commenters, story watchers. And then if you have girls to invite from your previous collection, go invite them. Don't overthink it. Like come up with your invite. If you don't already have one, copy paste. Like it's going to be personal from you. I feel like scripts get a bad rap. Okay. I am not like a script person. I'm not like, hey, here's my script. This is what works. I simply do things in like a big way, right? So if I go to this girl's account, I write what I'm going to write to invite her to my June group, come up with it in my brain, talk like I talk, speak like I speak, am excited. And then I simply copy that and send it to 20 other people. Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time you have a conversation. So that is a script, your voice, your message, your passion that you send to all of your people. Okay. Okay. 20 people. Ready, set, go. Okay. I see you guys answering the chat, which is cool. I'll go through those in a sec. Okay, hopefully you got your invites out. Now we're going to do our follow-ups. So follow-ups, this is where the magic happens, you guys. These don't take long, and this is where the majority of your people will get off the fence. Any share cards that are out that haven't finished yet, anyone who is in a previous sneak peek that hasn't gotten started yet, anyone who asked for info in the past that hasn't gotten started yet, like this is where you get people off the fence, okay? And it's not pushy, it's not weird. You are genuinely wanting to help them, remembering them. They will be grateful for you, reaching out again. So don't be weird about it, okay? Go send your follow-ups. I'm gonna read through the chat really quick and see if there's anything I need to answer. Okay. What do you send them if they say they would like more info? I have an info response. So I personally have like an info page that I send people to that have a video from me that kind of like fills them in. I'm a fan of forms and like application forms that do the info giving plus forming all in one, because you can only have so many conversations in one day. And if you spend a whole entire day in a conversation with one person who then at the end is like, oh, it costs money, you wasted your whole day. So I like to say, hey, can I shoot you over some info? And when they say yes, I send them to my form. My form has all of the info, tells them about the group, has me in a video talking about it, and then says, if this looks like something you want to do, go ahead and fill out the form, and that'll help me know what your goals are, know what your struggles are, and know what the best game plan is for you. So the people who are filling out a form are actually invested. They're actually putting some time and some skin in the game, and they're worth your time and energy. Whereas going back and forth in a conversation for an hour might not lead to anything. So I just got to a point in my business where like I had to streamline, and that was one thing that I could do. So I send them to a Google application form. They fill it out if it's something they want to do, and then we can chat about best game plan from there. What do you say when someone responds to the invite? Sure, add me to the group. They're thinking it's free. So if anyone does that, I just say, awesome, girl, I can't wait to figure out what the best game plan is for you. Do you already have access to anything Beachbody, or are you starting from scratch? That'll let them know, oh, wait, rewind, this isn't free. This is what she's doing, whatever. And so if it's right for them, we'll keep moving from there. And if it's not, then they'll bounce. So I always lead with like, what's the best game plan depending on your goals? Good. There's I'm really struggling to get people off the fence. Ruby, I would apply what we learned from Alex Carter and just reach back out and say, hey girl, I'm so pumped to get you started. Have you finished up your cart, or have like wherever they're at in the process, ask them about it, and then say, I haven't seen it come through yet. What are your concerns? What's holding you back? Put it in their court, like let them tell you their objections, their reservations, their concerns, so that you can walk them through the process and help them push past those. Okay? Because lots of times it's just a roadblock that they need to get through, and they need you to help them through that. Do you delete people from the collection when they say no? No, thank you. So I have a no response. So when someone tells me no, I leave them with, I have a PDF that has the 10 free bod sample workouts. So when someone tells me no, I'm like, no problem, girl. It's totally cool. I run these every month. So if something ever happens and you want to jump in, I'm totally here for you. In the meantime, here's some of my free workouts that I love. You can try these out and intermix them or whatever. And I shoot them the link, and it goes right to the free PDF. So I leave them with something of value. So it's not just a no, okay, I didn't get a sell from you, so I don't care about you. Like, I still want to help them move their body in some capacity. So that's what I do for a no response. So I literally have my invite, my yes response, my no response, my follow-up, and then I also have saved responses to like when someone fills out my form. So it streamlines the entire process. And when you make the process simple, it takes the stress and the overwhelm and the anxiety out of it. So that's why I'm able to invite 50 people and respond to 10 of them, and then respond to a few of them that fill out the forms without getting anxiety over it. Whereas before, I would get responses coming back in my inbox, and I'd be like, oh, shoot. Now I have to go talk to all these people. And so as soon as I streamlined my flow, it took all of that emotional stress and angst out of it. And now it's like exciting when my inbox comes in. Because if they tell me no, I have a response for it and I can still leave them with some value and I help them and it's cool, right? Yeah, I'll link up to my free thing here and then you guys can see. We did it in Canva and it's like super basic. MFF bod free. I think that's it. And you guys, that was a game changer for me because I was one of those people that hate hearing no. I hated it for the longest time until I read Go for No. That helped me. But as soon as I had something positive to give them after the no response, it took that negative emotion out of it. And when you remove the negative energy, you look forward to doing it. So I don't get discouraged when they tell me no. I'm like, totally cool. At least they responded. Awesome. Win. And then I can give them something of value. And lots of my no responses come back around. And I continue to leave them in the collection. I continue to build a relationship with them. And lots of times, those are the people reaching out to me before I even get to reinvite them 6 months later. Okay. So much value in the entire process. What about the form you send people who wanted more info? Let me see if I can find the link. So the way that I do it, I don't want to send you my link because it gets you on my email list and then you'll get all my emails and all the things. So I don't want to do that, but I will send you, let me see if I can find it. I have a bootcamp application form that I created that I used to use before I kind of evolved to this email stuff. And I give it to my team so that they can edit it and customize it. Let me find the link. Hold on. And then you guys just make it your own, obviously. You'll make a copy of it and then tweak it and do it from you. So in the meantime, while I'm looking for this, go do your follow-ups, okay? And I will look for this and post it in the chat. Okay, I think this is it. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I got to get it on Facebook Messenger. Where is it? Here it is. Edit, copy. Okay, I'm just going to stop this share. Let me go put it in the chat. All right, I'm posting that. So tell me if this works. When you open it, it should open to a page that says make a copy. Like it should prompt you to make a copy right away. And if it doesn't, then that's not the right one. Cool. Okay, so you guys can tweak that and do whatever you want with it. All right. Let's wrap this up. Ruby, for example, I have a lady that I invited. She's literally the night before saw an ad and signed up for BOD the night before. So I asked if she had a coach and she didn't. So I invited her to join our groups and offered her to have me as a coach. I also introduced her to Shakeology and she was interested in learning more and we talked about that for a while. Since Saturday, I haven't heard anything. I just followed up asking if she had any more questions or if she was ready to get started. This has been going on since Friday. Okay. I feel like the follow-up process is kind of a process for sure. And it doesn't like happen overnight. So I would just continue to check in with her, but regardless if she wants to start with Shakeology or not, I would have her make you her coach so she can work with you and I would get her plugged in the group and hopefully within the group, she'll see everyone raving about Shakeology and how they're loving it and you can add value in there and you can post recipes and that if she doesn't get on board now, she will eventually. So that's what I would say about that girl. Thanks for explaining all this. The more I hear it, the more it sinks in. Good. How do you organize all the links that you consistently save and share? Oh, you guys, this is about to change your life. You might already have this. So I have this Ditto app, okay? That purple one right there in the corner. It says Ditto, and I think it's like Ditto text replacement or something like that. So I basically have sections. So this is how I organize my coaching life. I have a connecting section that I basically, my connecting messages, like I have an initial message that I send to people when I find them and I think they're super cool. I send them a message and I just let them know like I'm stoked to see their stuff and whatever. So I have that message. I have other links and things that I'm sending over and over. Like people ask me all the time where I get certain things for my kids or where I got this toy or whatever. So anything that I'm getting over and over, I save it in this connecting section so that I just have it ready to go. I also save like my Instagram hashtags, my list of 30. I have a couple different lists. I save them all there so I can post them really quickly. Anything that I basically use over and over and I'm just kind of using it to connect, I put it in there. Then I have an invite collection or like section. So this is invites to coaching, invites to challengers, invites from polls, anything that I've ever done. And I put like January virtual gym invite, holiday, no. Like I have all of my stuff in here saved. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out. Then I have info responses. So when I get a form come in where the girl needs 2B mindset, bod, and Shakeology, I have one initial response that I wrote up. I save it in there. And then when I go in with the same, another person needs 2B mindset, bod, and Shakeology, I put in that response and then I just tweak it and personalize it. But like the meat is going to be the same. So I do that with everything. Info for bod performance 2B mindset. Like I have all the different things and these are all things that I've just written up once and then I go in and save it so that it makes my life easier. And then I have like 3-day refresh, ultimate portion, like ultimate reset, like all of the things that I've ever promoted, I have responses for. Then I have a follow-up collection. So this has like all of my follow-up responses are in there. And then I have a getting started section. And this is my whole entire process for getting new coaches started and getting new challengers started is saved in here. So it's literally rinse and repeat. I know my girls are getting started the same way. I have my responses saved and then I just tweak them depending on what their answers are. All of the things. And then I have a video links section. So this is links to remember, all the form links, all the video links, any link that I'll ever need in my whole entire life is saved in that section. And then I have an IG flow section. So this is literally my start to finish flow, my invite, my yes response, my no response, my follow-up, my invite to story watchers. That's all that's on there. Okay. Yeah. The Ditto app. I don't know what it's actually called. It just says Ditto and has a little quotation mark. I think it costs a little bit of money, but it will literally save your life. 99 cents, the best 99 cents you will ever spend in your whole life. Okay. Perfect. Does your assistant have this in a doc that we can see the layout for some ideas? No, my assistant, I just teach her how to do it. So I have an assistant that also connects and expands and invites. So I basically train her to do everything I do. And I just taught her how to do it. She was my nanny helper and then she moved. And so before she moved, I turned her into my Instagram assistant and trained her in like 5 minutes. Okay. How do you normally invite people that wanted in on your challenge group and voted on your poll? If they voted on a poll, sometimes they do it on accident. So I always respond to polls like, hey girl, just wanted to check in from the poll. Did you mean to, I always joke about, I'm like, did you actually mean to answer that? Because if you did, I want to make sure we get you some info. That's how I respond. So it gives them the door to be like, no, it was an accident. I feel like an idiot. Or yeah, give me some info. I want to know. So I always answer polls like that. And then we can move the conversation forward. Perfect. What about people that use money as an objection? I invited them to coaching to help earn money. Paper stuff. She really wants to do the fitness and nutrition side, but I'm not sure how to get her off the fence and take the next step. So people who use money objections, they just don't see the value. So like you said, I always introduce coaching at that point. Like, hey, if this is something that's really important to you, you could also coach with me. Go find 3 of your friends to do it with you and you can help cover your cost. If they still don't want to do that, then I would down step. So I would be like, well, let's get you started in some capacity. Like maybe start them with just BOD, maybe start them with just a Shakeology sampler and the free trial. Like just getting them started in some capacity is always going to be beneficial versus a no, never, challenge pack or nothing mentality. So get them started with something. That's why I offer the free workouts. I'm like, dude, let's get you doing the free workouts. Just move your body, feel good, see what these are about, and they'll come back around if they're ready, and they'll see the value and they'll see that it's worth it and they'll find the money. Does that Google form response get emailed to our Gmail? Yeah. So when you, I had to think about that. When you create a Google form, you have to click yes, turn on email responses to be notified. Otherwise, you have to go to the actual form on Google Drive to find your responses. But there's a part, if you click on responses when you're in the form in Google Drive, you can click the little sidebar thing, like the slide bar, and click turn on email notifications, and then it sends you an email. Okay, we're over. I gotta go. But you guys are awesome. Hopefully this is helpful. And let's go implement and go change all the lives. Okay? I'll post the recording in the thread. So reach out to your Star Diamond leader or whoever's in the Power Hour, who's ever leading the Power Hours, and I'll push it out to them. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.